Good evening, everyone. Welcome to Off the Dirt with Allie and Joe, episode 22. This is a production of the American All-Star Series. I'm always joined here with the CEO of the American All-Star Series, as well as my co-host, Joe Rush. Joe, how are you doing tonight?
I'm great, Allie. It's good to be here. Another week down. Back to racing this weekend. A couple busy weekends ahead, and then weekend off before a 3-day 4th of July weekend. So really busy time of the season. Kicking off here for the American All-Star Series in style at Crossville Speedway this coming Friday night for the 4th annual Thunder in the Mountains.
Yes, it's going to be a fun time this weekend, but remember, we're streaming to all of our social media accounts, our series, and as well as the podcast Facebook page, our Twitter, Twitch, and YouTube. And then don't forget to check out crateracing.com for all of your American All-Star Series needs.
All your needs are there. Of course, we're promoting our drivers that are coming this week. Give you some different drivers in the mix this week. So, be watching for who we share this week. Got a couple of guys that haven't made starts either yet this season or maybe ever. So, excited about that. It's going to be a fun weekend. Always fun when we go see Lewis Jackson and Josh and Taylor Norris at Crossville Speedway.
Yes,
Crossville. Buddy, points leader, Rusty Webb with us. Good to have you with us tonight, Rusty.
Crossville Speedway this weekend, but don't forget also that to check out your Off the Dirt merch presented by Landstone Designs. They can embroider anything, t-shirts, hats, anything you want, they got it.
That's right. Landstone does a great job. They do our hats and everything, and looking forward to continuing a long friendship that we have with Jamie there at Landstone Designs based out of Delaware. So appreciate those guys. Good to have Kayla with us tonight. Haven't seen her on our podcast in a few weeks. Good to have you here, Kayla. All right, Firefly.
Yes. As always, Firefly is brought to you for segment 1. Firefly is a unique high burn token that rewards long-term holders with a team of dedicated developers and engaged community. It's also a token you can feel good about investing in. Each transfer or sale incurs a 15% burn rate, 5% of which goes directly to charitable causes. For us at Firefly, the primary cause we support is the conservation of fireflies. The global population is approaching extinction, and with your support, we hope to reverse that trend. So, Joe, how's the token doing? It's been doing pretty good lately.
Token's doing great. I hope my sound quality is okay. I got a text that said it wasn't. So I hope that helps us there a little bit. Tried to move my a little closer. But the token's doing great. It's been up the past couple of weeks, so we hope to see it continue to grow and get on board while you can.
Yes, Tyler Blankenship said it's on mic, Joe.
Sorry, Tyler. Push another mic.
At least they can hear me. They normally say they can't hear me.
Yeah, that's weird. It's usually you that has issues. So same thing I always use. I could try to unplug it, but then I don't know if that would work at all. So we might try that in the second segment if things don't get a little better. Several people say they can't hear me. I'm gonna try to unplug.
Nothing. She's great. You're underwater. Rusty said you got cheeseburger in it.
Sorry. I don't know what's going on. It's the same mic I always use, so I don't know what the issue is tonight. But hopefully you can hear me well enough when we get through the show, and then I'll troubleshoot for next week's show.
Yeah. Well, are we waiting on our special guest for tonight?
Well, yeah, but first we're going to talk about Racetrack Connection, Allie.
Yes, we do. Racetrack Connection is the social media for all of racing. Any racing you can think of is on Racetrack Connection, and it's a great app for drivers and fans.
Yeah, I love Racetrack Connection. It's got so many good apps and options out there. It's got things for the drivers, things for the fans. And Sherman's made some great shirts. He's going to start putting up tents at events, a tent at events to promote Racetrack Connection to the fans. The drivers list is growing on Racetrack Connection. I hope that all the guys that told you they'd signed up last week at Whitful, and I know that will add a lot to it there. So we'll hope that works out and it keeps growing.
Yeah, Racetrack Connection is practically Facebook for racing. It has a chat feature where you can chat with people at the racetrack, as well as a sponsor feature where you can ask for sponsor and sell your side business to other drivers and other fans. So it's a really great app for drivers and fans as well.
Yeah, love Racetrack Connection. So definitely get on board while you can. And Rusty says that he's going to get it this week. So, Allie, if he's not got it by Friday, you go tackle him and take care of it.
Okay. Watch out, Rusty.
So as we wait on this week's guest, we could go ahead and take a look at the touring points, Allie, if you'd like to. Sean Bragg says, love this connection. Always use it when I go to racetracks down here where I live. So I know Sherman's got a lot of the tracks down in that way. That's not far from him. I know he's building it down there. So that's good to see that people are using it. Sean, it's good to have you here and interacting with us tonight. I appreciate that. But, you know, Allie, as we head into the summer, you know, we're really where the season starts and kicks off and things get going. And the points, Hayden Cardwell's well in control right now.
Mm-hmm. He really is. And as him starting out as a new crate racer, it's really interesting and really impressive to see how he's done so well and dominated everybody in the East Tennessee. And, you know, his drivers he, you know, grows up around and sees in East Tennessee tracks, and then all of a sudden coming to the crate series and then doing so well with us in our competition.
Yeah, you know, he's really been super impressive so far this season. All that we've seen him do, all the you know, I mean, it's just he's come out. He's won 2 races already. The Whipple may be, even though he didn't win, one of his most impressive races yet because he started deep in the field, and there were some scary moments out there in that race. You know, watching it. Times they got a little crossed up and 2 and 3 wide, but he kept his nose clean, and they ended up being a hard charger there at Whipple.
Yeah, and then hearing him talk about the race and hearing him as a young driver, examining the track and then making moves up towards through live traffic, trying to get towards the front, and those late in the race moves to make him, just pass cars left and right to get him up towards the front, whether he's starting 6th or 7th or starting 14th like he did with.
Yeah, that's right. So big shout out to him leading the points. Trevor Seiss, unfortunately, had to miss Whipple. He just had a rough weekend as far, waiting on tire samples and stuff to come back to get paid. That's how it works in the crate series. We always sample tires. So we had, he's right now, though, even using his hardship points, he is still second in the points. So that talks about how strong of a season Trevor's had in second.
Mm-hmm. And, his brother, it's always him and his brother carrying up either second or third. And then it'd be nice to see Trevor win on the series this year, because I didn't see any of his races he won last year, and he had a tough year last year. So it's really cool to see how much he's grown as a driver and then making his way up in the tour.
Yeah, that's right. He had a great season last year. That's, no doubt about it. And not last year, 2 years ago, he had a great season. And, look for him to with some strong runs already this season, there's a win in the future for him. So to go back to Hayden real quick, Rusty says it's a spotter that got it through. So had to share that funny comment. And then how about the young man that we're going to have on, hopefully tonight? I've sent him the invite, so hopefully he does it. What'd you say?
He's having trouble.
Oh, having trouble. A young guy like him should be better at this than us, Allie. But
I'm
William,
trying to do it right now. I'm just not smart enough to use this link.
So as soon as he gets here, we'll be joined by him then. William Blankenship currently sits third in the points.
Yeah, I feel like he is going to get his first win with the American All-Star Series this year, and it may be at Crossville, considering Crossville is one of his best tracks.
Yeah, he can correct me if I'm wrong when he gets here, which I may leave you to interview him one-on-one for a little bit and go hook up to another computer and get back in. But one thing that I have seen from William is he's been really strong all year long. And, Crossville, I believe, is where he got his first career win, period. So, if you write him off and don't give him a chance to win this week, you might be in the wrong. I think this is a good chance this weekend.
And if you're watching Whole Show last week, me and Joe talked about a dark horse coming up this year, and I think we both said William was probably going to be one of them. So
Yeah, for sure. So I wouldn't be shocked at all if he gets the win this weekend. And if not this weekend, then before long for sure. So fourth in the points is Zach Seiss, and then I believe Jason Wilson sits fifth. Then you see the Blue Deuce making his way up fifth in the points right now. Old Terry Ford. I mean, he is working hard this season. He is thrashing at it. A sixth place run at Wistful. Good to see Terry running so good this season.
yeah, Terry was also one of the dark horses we talked about that he was going to get one of his very first American All Star Series win because he is honestly kind of driving like Hayden so far that we've seen in the season, just starting towards the back and then making his way up through the field. So I think if he can qualify well or have a good heat race, he'll be in the top and he'll get his first win.
That's right. Cody, we'll talk more about Crossville a little bit, but it is definitely crossover city, slide job city at Crossville Speedway. Seventh in the points currently. I believe, I'm maybe totally wrong. I was wrong. I'm sorry. Jordan Hedger is fifth in the points, and he's another driver. And I'm sorry, Jordan, I didn't mean to leave you out there and misspeak, but Jordan is another driver that has been really, really impressive so far this season. Had motor issues that first weekend out, and since then, it's only got better for Jordan.
Yeah, and considering his tough year or unlucky year really that he had last year, it's really cool to see how much he's kind of gotten better and figured his car out, figured some kinks out, and then is doing well this year.
That's right. It's good to have Tiny here with us, the flagman from Mountain Motorsports Park. Appreciate the kind words, Tiny. But Allie, the next one is I don't know, my sound's any better. Cody said he thought I was using the computer mic, so he can tell us, can hear me better since I'm much closer. But Logan Walls sits seventh in the points. Another, very unknown as we came into the season. We had a great podcast episode with him a few weeks back, and Logan's been very impressive. He's made many of the dashes. He may have been thrown a little for a loop on the big tracks this the Mayhem in the Mountains weekend, and he had some overheating. I found out after we were talking about him, he had some overheating issues at Whittle.
Yeah.
And but he's doing really great. So Cody says I need to unplug my headset, so I'm gonna do that. You talk a little bit about Logan while I do.
Yeah, Logan Walls, he's had some tremendous bad luck here lately with our series, especially after Smokey, his whole nose was torn up, so he had to go and get it fixed and then race it with, and then with just wasn't his track that night, and he just had bad luck. He's made the dash and then had bad luck during the feature, or the wherever we're at, he's just having bad luck. It's either his transponder or something wrong on his car. So I hope that he can get some of those kinks worked out and the bad luck goes away and he can get his first American All-Star Series win too. William. Well, while Joe figures this out, we're going to enter in our special guest for tonight. This is William Blankenship, an AAS competitor, driver of the 32 out of McMinnville, Tennessee. We're alone right now, William, because Joe can't figure out his microphone.
All right.
So
I finally figured out how to use it.
Yeah, I saw that. I was watching the screen recording that you sent me during him trying to figure this out. Can you hear me? Oh my gosh, I've lost both of them. I guess William's having some technical difficulties too. I'm not entirely sure what to do. Anyways, we're gonna wait on William to join back. But the reason we're having William tonight is because William, his home track is kind of Crossville, and he is making his way up in the American All-Star Series tour, and he's back. Can you hear me now?
I can hear you now.
Okay. All right. So, William, tell us about your season a little bit. You know, you're making your way up in the tour. You're edging your way up towards victory lane. So, tell us a little bit about your season so far.
It has been extremely challenging for us, it feels like. Just bad luck hits us, or just we missed the setup a little bit. I mean, we've had speed and our cars have been fast, but we just haven't put our stats down to prove it.
You're the way you're running, it seems more confident than you were last year. So that's really interesting to see. So what's made it different from last year to this year that made your confidence go up?
Probably just, we got to win early in the season. We like a big win for us. We've got a new Excel car. It's been running extremely well. We have no complaints with it. And the last one we don't have any complaints with. We've learned a lot more information. This is my 4th year racing these cars, and just knowledge. Every year we gain more knowledge and figure out how to set up a car, how to drive a car better, and just different ways. And PPM, they came on board and helped us with our shocks, and that has helped us a tremendous amount.
That's good. Well, we got Joe back. Can you hear us, Joe?
I'm back.
Oh, we got you loud and clear now.
All right. So, William, it's good to have you. We called this episode The Graduate. Sorry I missed so much. So what y'all talked about already?
I asked him about what his season's been like so far, and how his confidence and his way he drives the car is different than it was last year.
Oh, yes. So, William, I just want to go right into it. Your first win was at Crossville.
Mm-hmm.
Can your first touring win be at Crossville this weekend?
I believe it can be. And
well, okay, let's go more in depth with that question.
You asked such a simple question, though.
I did. What's it going to take for your first win to be at Crossville this weekend?
Probably just hit the gas and try and go fast. I feel like as long as we're just consistent and keep our nose clean and manage tires, I feel like we'll be all right. I mean, we've got setups good. We race there a lot.
Well, let's talk about sort of like your career or your resume. Mm-hmm. So you said you've raced crate for about 4 years. So what did you do before that, and then what got you to now?
I actually raced late models for 4 years. I raced B Sportsman my freshman year of high school, and then I just graduated. So this will be my 4th racing season. And before that, I raced go-karts since I was 9. So we've got just about 10 years of experience in racing, but 4 of it in a car, or 3 of it.
How many wins did you get? That's what I was going to ask.
Yeah. We won a lot. There is one season, I think we got 17. No, we got 17 junior wins. And then, in go-karts, you could run junior division and then, the adult class. And whenever I was in 8th grade, I ran adult and junior. And we got 25 wins for the whole season. We probably won about 40 times, I think, in a go-kart. And we won 2 national championships, junior driver of the year, spring and fall shootouts at Dumpling Valley, the Burris Touring Series, and I think we won in that division. We set on pole in every race, and we won every race besides the last, and we didn't show up to the last one, and the one before that we didn't. I think we got wrecked out or something.
That's awesome.
Mm.
I'm gonna ask a question you probably don't get asked often, and we don't ask it often here either. What's the coolest trophy you've ever got winning a race?
It'd probably be the Burris Nationals. We got it, and see the Nationals. They give out like a leather jacket that you race in, and it's got like your name on it, and like in the back of it, and it has like what you won. I got one in 14, and then I got another one in 17, and then it comes out with a trophy that was probably about 4 or 5 foot, I think.
That's
Big,
awesome.
heavy. Yeah.
One time I was asking Jesse Raines if he'd rather have
Mhm.
a check, meaning like a cardboard
Yeah.
check, that, Jesse that works
Mhm.
with us, or a trophy, and he told me he'd rather have trophy than money. So I don't know if you feel that way in racing, but you got to have money to keep going. But
Yeah.
he did tell me one time he'd rather have a trophy because he didn't realize I was talking about a cardboard check. But he,
Yeah.
so I know those trophies mean a lot to you guys.
Mhm.
You don't want to give up the money, obviously, but having a
Mhm.
cool and distinct and different trophy has to definitely mean a lot.
Mhm. Yeah.
So William, we head to Crossville, and you said, you just got to be consistent. Who do you think you got to beat? Will it be a local like Deke Waters, or do you think there's somebody on a tour that'll be the guy to beat? For the guy that you're going to have to beat to win the
Mhm.
race.
I think it's gonna be Hayden Carwell. He's been fast there a lot, and he's been like fast on the series, and that car's always fast wherever they go. Deke will run good. I feel like he'll do real good. I feel like Hayden Carwell would be the hardest though.
Absolutely. He's been hard to beat everywhere we go this year, so I understand why he's the one that you got to look out for and try to beat. You're up to third in the points, so you're having a pretty good run so far this season. You think you're gonna have anything in the home stretch for the long run of the summer here for Hayden?
I don't know about that. We're gonna try our hardest to. We get more consistent as the months go on, though. I will say that. Like it seems every time we end the season, we just get bad luck and wrecks and just random stuff just happens. But as like July moves on, we get faster and more competitive. It always seems like that.
Yeah, I know we saw that last year. You started out, you had a really rough start to the season, and again this year, and you've got more consistent already this year. But by September, you were close to winning a race with the series. So if that trend continues, that's definitely a good sign for you. Well, we called this episode "The Graduate" because you just graduated high school a couple weeks ago. Congratulations on that. What are your plans? What's your next step? What's your next step in real life outside of racing?
So over the summer, I'm going to TCAT, which is a welding school here in town, and I can get my minor in welding. And then I'm going to Tennessee Tech in the fall, and it's in Cookeville. I'm going to get a major in ag business degree, and I plan to come back to the nursery.
That's all.
That's all. So you can just use that to grow, hopefully help grow your business long term.
Yes, sir.
That's
Yeah,
awesome.
so that's one question I was going to ask. Is that one of your biggest sponsors, one of your biggest help is that business? So tell us a little bit about that.
The nursery.
Yeah.
We grow about 2 to 3 inch caliper trees normally up to about 10 foot, and then we dig them and sell them. And we also grow like a container liner, which comes in like up to a 15-gallon pot to kind of like a 1-gallon container, and we either plant them or ship them out and sell them. And Mattonville, where I live, is the nursery capital of anywhere.
Oh, have I been saying your hometown wrong all along?
What have you been calling it, Mattonville or
McMinnville.
Yeah.
Sorry.
How do you say it?
McMinnville, I think. To be honest, everyone pronounces it differently.
I say McMinnville.
Yeah, McMinnville. I don't know.
I apologize. We'll pass that along to Walter, and we'll get him calling it McMinnville as well. So
I've never noticed it. So
all right. So Rocky, as we're running through some of the comments here, Rocky Moore said, "Congratulations, competitor out of Eastern Kentucky and our title sponsor of the show." I can't point over to where it's at right now, so it's too confusing. But M&M Septic Service, good to have Rocky with us tonight. Eric Henry says, my man Willie. And then he says it's McMinnville. So, but the locals say Macmanville. So there you go. William, we appreciate you coming on with us tonight. So what about your social media influencer? You're a social media influencer. You going to keep that going as you head into college and things as well?
I'm going to try to. It's hard to keep up. Like even now, I've got video. I try to do blogs, and I've got videos from 2 weekends ago, and I haven't been very motivated to share our success from that adventure, as I guess I could say. I'm trying to edit it out, but
I got you.
Tell us a little bit about that. So, like, what goes into video editing? How long does it take you to video and edit all of the videos you put on YouTube? Because I know the YouTube videos are the longest ones, but you put portions of them on TikTok and all your other social media.
YouTube, it takes me like 7 hours to complete one to where I like it to be at. And I've spent longer and I've spent less on them, but 7 hours is normally about the happy medium. And then whenever I do TikToks, I've spent 10, 15 minutes trying to edit a TikTok or like talk into one on how I want it to appear to sound like, out there instead of just talking into it.
Yeah, the amount of work that goes into it and the effort, any sponsor money you get from likes or shares or however that works, you definitely deserve. I know it's a ton of work for sure. So it says we need to interview Sam. Everybody's we got the whole group chatting about McMinnville now and how to say it. So and then Cody says that it's willieb.com. So, William, we truly, you and your family are a true pleasure to have on the tour. I text your dad often, about coming to race or needing tires or whatever. And then I talk to you guys at the track too, because you're at every one of our races. So we see you guys all the time. So it's a true pleasure having you guys with us on the tour. And I appreciate you coming on to hang out with us for a little bit tonight.
Oh, yeah, I enjoy the tour. Coming on, I like to go to as many new places as we possibly can because it's a different struggle and challenge that you have to go to. And that's what I like about your tour.
Well, we're about to stretch out here the next few weeks as we hit some of the ones further away from you in the month of July.
Yeah.
So look forward to having you there with us. Nikki says your dad's microphone video needs to be shared.
I didn't know about it. I think he videoed the blooper we have.
I don't know if I knew about this one.
You probably didn't.
So it's probably a good thing.
It's a good thing.
I said it's probably a good thing.
Oh, I got you. Yeah.
That you don't know.
That I don't know about it. That's right. I'm with you.
Yeah.
Yeah, I got you. So yeah, I may want to know though now that Nikki's brought it up, so we may have to go see about that a little later on. But William, I appreciate you coming on and hanging out with us for a few minutes tonight. Wish you the best of luck this weekend at Crossville, and we just look forward to having you with us the rest of the season.
All right, thank you for having me on.
See you, buddy.
All right, that was William Blankenship, currently at third in touring for the American All-Star Series. But before we move on to segment 2 for tonight, let's hear a word from the title sponsor of the American All-Star Series, PPM Racing Product, and the official fuel of the American All-Star Series, Renegade Racing Fuel.
When you start with the strongest American steel, apply the smartest techniques. Let artesian quality craftsmen do the work. What you end up with is just better than anything else you can get.
Racers that win, pour it in, and we appreciate you.
Welcome back to Off the Dirt with Allie and Joe, presented by M&M Septic Services. This is a production of the American All-Star Series, and we just met with William Blankenship, a driver of the American All-Star Series, currently third in the touring points.
Yeah, he just seems like he has a good time touring. He, like he said, he likes trying out the new tracks and going to new places, and we definitely enjoy William and his family on the tour. So it's good to have him on tonight. If you missed that part of the episode, go back and check it out, because other than my little blooper of my having to disappear and leave Allie alone with it, it was a great interview though. But definitely has a lot of fun racing with us. You can tell by talking to him.
Yeah, he loves the series, and he is always willing to do any interview or dance with me for TikTok. And I don't know what it is, but me and him were doing an interview, and I had messed up because I can never say McMinnville. I always get tripped up. So I had to start over like 3 times. And then he said that I finally got it out and asked him the first question, and he was like, and then he messed up. And then his dad came over there with a mic, and it was like 14 videos worth of bloopers.
So McMinnville, apparently that's how the locals say it. So we probably want to do that and keep our, keep the locals from down in that area happy when we got William on the tour. So, I say McDonald's all the time to give Jesse a hard time instead of calling it McDonald's, but I'm guessing the locals from that area probably call it McDonald's too.
My mom says McDonald's too.
So yeah, I do it mainly to give Jesse a hard time, aggravate her, but Cody, it's always good to have you hanging out with us. So I'd ask Kayla, because we don't have Tara this week because she's got some eye stuff going on, so hope everything's there. So I'd ask Kayla to come shoot for us, and she's leaving us for Eldora.
I would probably leave us for the Eldora race too.
You could really still go to the Million on Thursday, Allie, and then just come to Crossville on Friday.
Long it is from Crossville to Ohio?
I know. I've thought about it myself, and if I can make it work out, but I'm not sure yet. So,
well, you honestly, after the race on Friday, we all could go to the Dream.
We could, but I've got to be back to Beckley on Saturday for our super late race.
Oh yeah, that's true.
So 6 hour. I'm going to do a 6 hour trip regardless.
Yeah,
it's happening.
Crossville's a haul. It's 2.5, I think, from Kingsport.
I love Crossville. My biggest issue with Crossville is they need to operate on Eastern time, even though they're in the Central time zone, so that we can stay on the Eastern time zone. So with that being said, before we get into talking about Crossville, we got to talk about Racetrack Connection and all the great work that Sherman does for us.
Yes. So Racetrack Connection is a social media for all of racing. It is practically Facebook for any kind of racing you can think about. You put your address in and put where you're from, and then it brings up every dirt track or every racetrack near you, and what dates they're racing, their schedules on there. And then if drivers check in, you can see what drivers are checked in to be at that racetrack that night.
Yeah, and the drivers can put pictures on their profile. I know Ricky Green's got his on there, the picture of his car, and he's got his schedule updated with us. Don't know where Bob's at tonight. Not heard from. Oh, I do know where he's at. And prayers to Ricky. Got some stuff going on there at home tonight, so I don't know if he wants me to share all that, but definitely prayers for Ricky right now. So miss having him with us tonight, and Bo's not with us either, but we'll talk about Bo in the bloopers section. So, but Racetrack Connection is such a great app. I need to get Bo signed up for it because it is for the local racetrack, and maybe a fan that's coming in for the first time that's never been to a racetrack. If they download that Racetrack Connection and open it up, it's free for them. Not going to cost them a dime to download it. They open it up, and voila, they've got access to the drivers that are there and signed in. So it's very important that the drivers use it correctly because it's a good marketing tool for them, and it's free for them. It probably take them 10 minutes to put their season schedule in with the picture of their car and their name, and then build their bio 10 minutes, and then 10 minutes to put their schedule in for the season. So definitely worth the time. It helps build race fans. You can look for sponsors. You can look for you can sell stuff. It's just such a great app, and definitely want more and more racers getting signed up on Racetrack Connection.
Yes, for sure. And I think Sherman said 550 the other day. So that's pretty impressive, and it's growing because it was like 520 something about 3 weeks ago. So maybe even 2 weeks ago. But sign up for Racetrack Connection if you're even on this broadcast. Sign up for Racetrack Connection. Either you're a user or a driver, and it'll be a really cool app once it gets to its full potential.
Hadn't even thought about that, but would be great for photographers to use as well.
Yes.
So
You can. What's one thing is cool is you can sign up for Racetrack Connection and use the chat feature and send the pictures you take to the chat, and then people can see those too. Or you can just send a chat and say, "Hey, I'm with this photography business, and I took a picture of that track tonight." You can practically
promote yourself in your
promote
business.
yourself. Yeah.
That's right. So lots of great options and reasons to use Racetrack Connection for sure. So, let's talk about it now, Allie. We head into the 4th annual Thunder in the Mountains at Crossville Speedway.
Yes, instead of Mayhem in the Mountains, Thunder in the Mountains. Crossville is a cool track to see, especially with we put on a good show there a lot every time I've been there so far, and I think it's going to be another good show this weekend.
Yeah, cross across into the Central Time Zone, and you get some different fans out there, different racers that come in that maybe you don't see at other tracks, and then they mix in with our touring guys, and it makes for a pretty great weekend of racing usually at Crossville Speedway.
Yeah, and I think with the racing we've put on so far, even throughout the field, the top has been good racing and good to watch, and then especially towards the back and towards the middle, there's a lot of passing going on and a lot of moves being made, and so I think. Hold on, did you change my name?
What?
You changed my name.
I did not do anything.
You did change my name. That's not how you spell my name.
Allie, you spelled your name wrong.
No, I did
All
not.
right.
I would never spell it that way. Crossville's going to be one of those that you're going to see a good show all the way out, all throughout the feature. I'm not believe.
So, Allie, like Cody was saying, Crossover City, the guys with slide job will cross over. There's usually 2, sometimes even the middle line comes in at Crossville, and you have 3 good groups for racing, and it's a lot of fun, and you need to be there. 4th annual Thunder in the Mountains this Friday night, $2,500 to win, $275 to start. It's going to be a good one. I have no doubt.
And I will make this statement right now. I think we're going to see one of the guys that has not won a series race yet, and some that I don't know what just happened. Anyways, and some that you don't really see up towards the top. I think one of those guys are going to be the winner this weekend.
Yeah, Crossville's a wild card track, and definitely could see a new winner. Could even see a local win. Deke Waters is really tough out at Crossville. Michael Smith will be making his first and possibly his only start this year with the series because he's looking to go do some super unlimited racing.
He figured out TikTok.
Rusty says he might have something to say about a new winner.
Hey, Hayden may pull it out,
And Hayden would be a first-time winner in his first start with the series at Crossville. So that would be very impressive for Hayden to go out and pick up the win in his first start with the series at Crossville Speedway. So that would definitely be different to see as well. And Rusty riding with Hayden, I'm not surprised since that's his race car and race team. Hayden's been impressive everywhere we went. Figured out the big track's really good this weekend before last. And, he could he definitely will be a threat on Friday night.
Considering what William Blankenship, a local to Crossville, runs at Crossville very, very well. I've seen him win at Crossville a lot. And so to hear him say that Hayden's going to be a threat this weekend at Crossville at a track that he's never been to, it's going to be awesome.
That's right. Rusty does like Crossville. He's told me that before. Rusty will run regular shows there sometimes. So I know I've seen him do that and enjoy watching Rusty's team at Crossville for sure. So it'll be fun to see the new driver behind the wheel at Crossville Speedway. Well, his new driver this season behind the wheel. He's not really a new driver anymore, but Rusty's 2022 driver for the first time with the series at Crossville Speedway this weekend.
It's going to be an awesome show this Friday at Crossville Speedway, 2,500 to win. So be there or be square. But for now, let's go ahead and take a break and let's go into segment 3.
Yeah, we'll come back. We'll talk about the weekly point standings.
Yeah, so here's a title sponsor of the American All-Star Series and the official fuel.
When you start with the strongest American steel, apply the smartest techniques. Let artesian quality craftsmen do the work. What you end up with is just built better than anything else you can get.
Racers that win, pour it in, and we appreciate you.
Welcome back to Off the Dirt with Allie and Joe, presented by M&M Septic Services. This is a production of the American All-Star Series, and this weekend we're hitting Crossville. But first, let's talk about Racetrack Connection and get you signed up right now.
Yeah, Racetrack Connection is a place that you need to go right now. Download the app. There's a driver version and a fan version, so make sure you download the correct version for you. Download Racetrack Connection right now and check it out. Sherman has worked so hard getting the app developed, so go show him some support. He's giving out hats at every one of our drivers' meetings this year. So, a lot of hats, that's time and money. So he's given to you. So give back to him, sign up, and support this great app.
Yes, and he's talked to every single racetrack that's on Racetrack Connection personally and got them signed up to be featured on the app, and he's continuously asking other tracks to be on the app. So definitely go download that and definitely use it for your benefit, because it's definitely going to be a benefit to racing.
No doubt. So get signed up. If you need help, message Allie or I. We can help you. Message one of the pages, series page, the Off the Dirt page, whatever it takes. If you need help getting signed up, we're here. We're going to help you. We know how to use the app very well. So get signed up and join in.
Mm-hmm. It's going to be an awesome app for sure.
All right, Allie. We're usually behind on the weekly points because I don't usually get them updated until the middle of the week because, that's just how it works. So we're a week behind as we look at the weekly point standings. But right now, Shannon Thornsberry has the points lead, not the one that you probably expect in AJ Hicks.
I expected AJ.
So Shannon has run consistent.
How dominant AJ is at Willard, it's no surprise to me.
Yeah. So, but right now we got Shannon up top, followed by AJ Hicks in second, and Hayden is just behind AJ in third.
It's cool for Shannon to do that because he's not somebody that I would have guessed that's been up there. No offense, that's no offense taken, but AJ, especially to be above AJ, that's really impressive to see. And then Hayden, I think he's going after the double
bonus
points championship.
That's right. Shannon won the season opener at Willard this year. He beat AJ at his home track at his own game. Shannon's running double some weeks with running at both Isom and Willard, so he's being smart about it and definitely earning some weekly points. That's put him in the points lead so far. So AJ running strong, of course, as always, won again this past weekend. I think Shannon's still got the points lead based off the results from the past weekend that I have in. But AJ's definitely giving him a run. Rusty and his team finished. I'm not sure they ran for weekly points this weekend at I-75, so I know they'll still be right there in the mix as well. I'm not sure I think Hayden drove his own car, but the points go to the drivers. So I'm not sure where Hayden ended up. Rusty may know if he's still with us in the comments. He'll let me know, I'm sure. So those top three are running really good. Tough luck for Garrett McLeod. He's in fourth in the point standings right now, but he's down his crate motor. So he's only got his limited late model motor. So unfortunately, Garrett is probably going to fall off in the coming weeks from
Yeah. And that's what's cool. What's cool, but also kind of not cool for drivers. That's interesting about the points is that it's also very early in the season. We've only had 1 to no weeks off between our races here recently. So hopefully this weekend, Saturday and Sunday, those boys will go race at weekly tracks, support the weekly points fund, and then make their way up and through the field of the tour, the points, the weekend points.
That's right. So it'll get more exciting the more races that are run, more tight as we go. Hayden finished second at I-75, so he'll still hold the third, I would say. Ronnie Martin Jr. also no racing this past weekend. He currently sits fifth. But there's Terry. I knew Terry got some points. They called me. I-75 called me and told me that Terry was there too. Where'd you finish, Terry? You're here with us tonight. So that'll definitely, we'll see where Terry finished, and I might be able to give a little bit more of an update as we go through the points here. Ronnie didn't get a race in this past weekend either, so he will stay where he's at points wise. Terry got fourth, so that should move him up in the weekly point standings. Kobe Gallion ran second at Willard. I would say that'll push him up past Ronnie and Garrett as well. No racing weekly wise for Jesse Lowe this past weekend. Bradley Llewellyn, I'm not sure if he went to I-75 or not. I'll have to look at the results, but he's currently eighth. Tyler Price since ninth, and Bill Prater, a local at Willard, sits 10th. With Bill is a true weekend warrior. I've not seen him run anywhere this season except for Willard Speedway.
Third with 2 to go, fell out of the seat on green white checkered.
That's a tough night, Terry. Those green white checkers are tough. I think a couple guys fell out of the seat last Sunday at Whitful when we had our green white checkered there too. I think they would say the same thing about how their night went. So Terry currently sits 11th, but a fourth place finish is going to boost him up some weekly points as well.
And I'm telling you, if he races with the American All-Star Series on the tour or goes to a weekly track, we're at weekly track getting weekly points as well. I think you're gonna pull through, Terry. I think you're gonna be one of the top drivers this season.
That's right. And those a lot of the weekends that we're running, we're all volunteers running, so that's a great place to get some weekly points as well. I-75, Crossville, Smoky Mountain when they run crates. So there's 4 tracks there in East Tennessee. Guys have the option to get points at. Now, most of them don't run weekly except for Crossville. Crossville does run every week. But when they run them, there's a lot of great options in East Tennessee to get points at. So, then they kind of take on the Kentucky boys that have Willard and Isom Mountain Motorsports Park to choose from. And then, of course, the Beckley guys are just getting started. They had their first race this past Saturday for the Pro Late Models. So those guys are working and going to be, getting a little later start here in West Virginia. So got a little work to do to catch up. But, that's the exciting thing for the drivers. Take the best 12 races. So undoubtedly, as long as they run, they'll get those races in and probably more.
Yeah, for sure. So I definitely think there's going to be a shakeup within the top 10 as well as even the top 5. And then even towards the bottom of the points, I think we're going to see a big shake up between all those drivers and getting their weekly points and doing better than they were probably in the first of the season and fixing out those kinks that they've had.
That's right. Good sportsmanship there from our buddy Rusty Webb, telling Terry good job. So I'd like to see that. I'd like to see that with our guys. Terry Basham here from the Princeton, West Virginia area. It's good to have Terry with us tonight. But, the points season is so fun. It's so long, and it's very different. The touring points it's a very different. The touring points is a grind up and down the interstate all season long, whereas the weekly points are you can go support one of the tracks in your backyard and get some points and run for some extra points money that wouldn't be there otherwise. So, yes, sir, Aaron, you can get your points at Bulls Gap anytime they run. They are one of the weekly tracks. So the way East Tennessee does it, most of the tracks don't run down there weekly, Aaron. So you can you kind of have to go to whichever one's open. So whether it be I-75, Smoky, or Bulls Gap, but those 3 are weekly series tracks. So getting the new owners at the Gap up and trained on that. They are offering that. I mean, the Gap's doing that with their own points fund they're doing. So really good money there if you run both the weekly series and the Bulls Gap.
Yeah, and I think that's another thing is what's going to shake up our points right now is the Gap opening up, and so many of our East Tennessee drivers love the Gap. Jason Welsham, the Sices, Hayden Cardwell's even performed really well in Sportsman at the Gap. You know, that's going to pull a lot of our drivers there and getting weekly points, even if we don't have a tour race there this year.
I do want to give a shout out to Aaron Barley. He is a weekly member and made his first start back in Pro Late Models. He's run modifieds for, I don't know, Aaron can clarify, but I'd say 4 or 5 years. So he's not been in a late model in 4 or 5 years, and he came out on Saturday night and picked up his first weekly series win with the series. So congratulations to Aaron on the win at Beckley on Saturday night. First time back in a late model in several years.
Well, Joe, do you have anything else to say about the points?
No, it's going to be a fun season. Really enjoying watching these guys get going. And we'll be talking about the weekly points probably every week in and week out. There'll be shuffles.
For sure. Well, that was a look at the point standing for our weekly series. But don't forget to go to crateracing.com for your touring points and your weekly point standings. But for now, let's take a look at our American All-Star Series sponsors. Welcome back to Off the Dirt with Allie and Joe, presented by M&M Septic Services. We've had a pretty good show this week. We've had quite a bit to talk about, knowing that we didn't race last weekend. But yeah, it's been a pretty good show.
Yeah, my mic issues to start tonight left you alone for a little bit, which
that was really weird.
You love when I do that, but I went.
And then William had issues too, so he left, and I was just like.
Yeah, Cody messed us up there because he said I needed to unplug my mic. At least it was working until we unplugged it. So we'll blame that one on Cody.
Yeah, it's Cody's
his way. Your brothers raced this past weekend, and we're in the blooper segment, so it's always a good time to talk about them. I think they ended up 2nd and 4th, maybe 3rd and 4th. Can't remember for sure. Jesse got in a wreck on lap 1, and then Bo spun out by himself once. So
that's good.
Your brothers have had a better night in the track, and Bo finally pulled off. I think he had something bent, and he's going to try to get it fixed. But got to talk about your brothers a little bit here, and their race nights as well.
Yeah, I think Jesse and Bo love racing so much, so it's really cool to see them do well and all that. But I guess the blooper that I had this weekend is Kendall's motor blew.
Oh.
Yeah.
We might as well just get a 604.
He had one lap of hot laps and blew the sucker up.
He might as well just get a 604 and go racing.
Too late. He already got a 602 again.
Oh,
His
he
dad's not
messed
ready to
up.
take him to crate, I guess.
Okay, so yeah, that's a rough night. That's an expensive night that you don't even really get to have any fun in because you blow it up before you even race. So um, hate to see that happen for sure. So Bo did forget to mention the American All Star Series as one of his sponsors, even though we're right on his fire suit. So we did a driver autograph night. So
That
shame
is
on
called
him.
a disown.
That's right. You can tell him about it Friday night at Crossville.
Okay.
So, this weekend we got most of the staff together. Tara's unfortunately not going to be there. We're going to be without Tara and Rick. No Puddin either. No Jesse Raines. We will have Bo. Michael Commercy will be in the house with us this weekend as well.
Yes. Love Michael.
So we'll have Michael back with us this weekend for the first time this season. Always fun to have him with us. Wonder if his ears are burning. Usually he pops in when we're talking about him. So, but just looking forward to another great weekend, Allie. Not a whole lot of bloopers on the show to talk about tonight. I think everything went pretty smooth, other than my microphone issues and Cody making it worse.
Well, I thought it was me again, and I was like, "Well, I really need to figure something out because whatever I got going on ain't working."
Yeah,
but
that was
that was perfect, like always.
Yeah, that was. Oh yeah, that was on me tonight. So. It happens. So
It does.
But
well, hang on, I haven't told you. Now I think you want to see the blooper of William's dad?
Oh, can we put it on the screen? Oh no, you're not on your phone.
You got any more bloopers that you want to talk about?
I don't think so. Just had to talk to you about your brothers a little bit.
Gotcha.
Did you mess up a handshake?
I did mess up a handshake.
I thought I saw
it
was
was actually both of us. I went in for a knuckle. Like, I went to start our handshake, but I went in like this, and Kendall thought I was just giving the knuckles, but I wasn't. And I was like, and then I realized I messed up, and then we did our handshake. So
I thought I saw that when I scrolled through Facebook today, or maybe yesterday.
Let's see if I can. I sent this to you, but I'm gonna share my screen so you can. Well, I'm gonna send it to you so I can get it on this laptop, but hopefully, sharing my screen will work.
All right.
Am I still there?
Yeah.
Okay. Hello. Well, we'll just have to show it on my phone because that ain't gonna work. I'm not smart enough. Okay. I hope he's watching.
I want to see it, regardless. Which you sent it to me. I guess I could just watch it, but you can show it on your phone. You've shown other things on your phone before, so.
I have. Oh my god. Okay.
Oh, it's glaring.
Let's turn this brightness down.
There we go.
Better?
Yeah.
That makes it look
okay.
real.
Now I got sound.
There you go. How about that? That makes it look real size.
Did you see it?
Yeah.
He was talking like this.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah.
Well, they have fun at the track. That's what it's all about, and it's you can definitely see they were having fun there.
Yeah.
You did. You spelled your name wrong tonight.
You spelled my name wrong.
I don't know what you're talking about.
My name is spelled with A-L-L-Y.
Terry says you're a continuous blooper segment.
I probably am, Terry.
Oh, Terry's having fun with us tonight. I think you need to interview Terry and William at the same time.
Yeah.
I think that would be a great interview.
I'll put that out there.
7 times.
Pretty much.
Your brothers weren't here. He says much love. So, yeah, I think that would be.
Going to tell you. I meant to tell you. That's what I was really doing. Dylan Brown's TikTok is up to 23.2 thousand views.
Look, right here. This will beat it. If we have William and Terry do a dance off.
We'll do it. Yeah. Okay.
I mean,
you got it.
Let's rock and roll.
Crossville, Terry.
Crossville. Get there early, Terry. Don't come
get there early, Terry.
don't come at 8:00,
Hey,
Terry.
you can just put your air what is that, air horn in your back pocket, and when he starts beating you, just scare him. He ran into the pole behind him.
What did you do to Michael?
So my first time working the scales, I was at the Gap, and I was getting the car off, making sure I wasn't getting run over, and the next thing I know, he's pinned at the scales, and I was like, uh-oh. And then he messaged me later on that night. He's like, well, that's kind of embarrassing. It's kind of like Terry pulling himself into the tent for the tech, and then
It was probably your fault too, wasn't it?
Michael just pinned his flopper in the pole. So it wasn't.
It's probably your fault that Terry ran into the pole.
I wasn't there.
But it's probably still your fault.
Yeah.
So he says he can win finally.
Yeah.
So I'm excited for this dance off. We're gonna have to.
Hey, actually, Michael Smith got a TikTok. Michael, you good to do a dance off with Terry and William? Come on.
So let me ask, if we do this dance off and we put it on TikTok, on Facebook you can like or love, or can we tell folks to like for Terry and love for William or something along those lines?
You can love and you can comment. But you can also get them to comment which one they like better.
Yeah, that's what we'll do. Comment below for your choice of the winner. That's what we need to do.
Terry and William face off.
Terry, I might even make you a trophy.
That'd be awesome.
I'll have to give it out at the banquet. Dance off winner trophy at the banquet.
Is it going to be a tournament, Terry? Or is it going to be a one-time showdown?
I think it's a one-time dance off.
One time.
Head to head. Best man win.
Well, that'd be fun. We'll have to definitely get that on video.
Yeah, make it happen this weekend.
We will. We're going to post it on ours, so only our followers can see that unless he promotes it on his. It is fair.
Does he really have 1 million followers?
No. It's like 25,000.
If he promotes it on his, maybe I'll go to Ricky Bobby here in Beckley and have him share and tell him to vote for Terry.
He has way more followers than William does.
So.
All right. Well, join us next week on Monday at 7:30 p.m. Eastern Standard Time for the winner this Friday at Crossville Speedway. What are you doing?
I'm just pointing it off the dirt.
Oh.
We got a big comment here from Nikki.
TikTok can get you fans from all around the country. People came up to Brandon and Hayden and asked them if they were the ones on TikTok from my page. 10 out of 10 recommend. I think it's cool. Well, people still come to me and do this.
I hear people. I think I've heard people ask William about, aren't you the one on TikTok or something like that? So
yeah.
So yeah, Terry, maybe you need to get your own.
Yeah, that'd be funny.
All right.
Next week at 7:30 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, meet us here for the winner to see the winner of Crossville this weekend for Thunder in the Mountains. But for now, Joe, do you got anything else for you?
Oh yeah, 2 schedule changes. Did we talk about them? All right. So Ponderosa is coming off of Friday, June the 17th.
Bo's here.
That race will be canceled because the county scheduled their county fairs derby that same night. So I totally understand where Brandon's coming from. So I want to give everybody a heads up. June 17th is coming off the schedule. And then Wartburg Speedway is going to come off with rescheduling from July 23rd, but that's Night Volunteers running. So they're looking for an alternate date. So a couple changes, amendments to the schedule. Just a heads up. Everybody needs to know. Bo, we talked all about you tonight. You're a little late to the party. You missed it. Very disappointing. Allie even spelled her name wrong, Bo, and you missed that.
No, Joe put my name in wrong.
All right. You may continue, Allie. That's definitely. I'm not a Joey.
Anyways, for now, that's the dirt without the dirt with Allie and Joe. Good night, everyone.
Good night, everybody.